Hi, why am I locked in this monochrome room? I have no idea. It's so white and it's so plain. So, first of all, I have a high fever right now. So, if I sound embarrassing, then this is a part of the plan. This is a part of the process, okay? This is exactly why I'm recording this video. Because I want to talk about things that only make sense when I am in this state. And I find it very interesting and fascinating when I am very, very sick. My brain is boiling, my fever is high. I think differently, I act differently, and I am different. Let's talk about how I get more spiritual, I get more existential and philosophical, even more to the spectrum of existentialism than I usually am when I'm not sick. Let's talk about how I really do think that I have this very strong feeling of experiencing singularity of time, especially right now. I look very bad right now, so excuse my voice and excuse my face and everything. I really don't give a single damn about this right now. So, the singularity of time. So, every single second that I live in the now, and it's happening now, and everything that I have lived in the past is happening now. uh, Everything that I have been through is happening now. And we can talk about this forever, but like, I'm gonna warn you, I'm not a physicist. English is not my first language. I wish I could really talk about these things in more smarter terms, but I'm just gonna talk through my feelings and my understanding of the words in English of these things and all these terms and nouns and whatever. I apologize if I sound incorrect, or all the terms in this video that I will say, maybe they will be used incorrectly. I really apologize for that. I wish I could describe my emotions and feelings and what is going on in my brain a lot better and scientifically more correct, okay? Everything that I have ever done, I feel it's happening right now. And everything that I will ever do and I'm doing right now, it's happening right now, exactly in this point. Why do I feel like this? Let's go back to when I was a child, when I was experiencing high fever. I was hallucinating a lot when asleep or half awake, half asleep. I had insane nightmares that were torturing me, and I was hallucinating about these geometric liminal spaces, geometric nightmares. I never thought it's a thing that anybody else would ever have, and I thought like it's just something random and something unique or whatever. But then I got online, and then I discovered that many other people have had the same nightmares in their childhood, or sometimes even as adults. Basically, when I had high fever as a kid, I hallucinated about being a sphere, or being a triangle, or being a cube, or the bed that I sleep on becomes all these dots. And like, basically, I'm in this liminal black and white space, like I am in right now in my room. Literally, what the fuck is going on? I don't like this. I don't like this. So I was in these liminal spaces of this broken TV screen, right? So many people have had the same nightmare. So if you know, you know. You're in this geometric nothingness where you impersonate and you become a geometric object and you interact with geometric objects. And it's not a pleasant environment, because suddenly the pillow that you sleep on as a kid, it becomes this hard cube that's biting you in your head. And the bed that you sleep on, it suddenly becomes these needles, that like these dots that point you and stab you everywhere. And you hallucinate these things, and you cry in your sleep, or you speak in your sleep, and then your family and your mom is very frustrated. Well, that's what happened to me. I was hallucinating a lot when I was uh, sick as a kid, and especially with high fever, it's crazy. And I am lucky enough to not have those nightmares anymore as an adult when I am sick, but I do get these flashes of these type of memories, and the feelings I had when I was a sphere, or when the sphere was attacking me or coming close to me, or I was becoming, or I don't know, there were triangles in me or something. Like, anyway, sometimes I get those dreams or nightmares when I'm not sick, but they're very mild and they're very light and they're nothing like when I was a kid, you know. Anyway, so this is just an insight of how your brain changes and how you can literally become something else and start hallucinating when you enter the state of like your brain boiling, literally your body boiling. Well, not technically boiling, but you know, it's a metaphor. The chemical reactions in you and it's just crazy, you know. Mind bending, and my personality changes a bit, and even I find it so fascinating, it's so interesting, and I really need more objective facts and objective truths about this, because I do think differently and I see the world differently when I have fever, view the world differently, I see my thoughts differently, I am a different entity, I come to different conclusions about life than I normally would, like more extreme conclusions, or more reckless thoughts, or more unidentified like feelings of like, I would even say I experience a lot more of synesthesia, and I think that's a part of what I was experiencing when I was talking about like when I was a kid with all those nightmares and hallucinations. That was synesthesia, like your body is hurting, so your brain picks up images and combines feelings with colors and shapes, and you feel the shapes and you hear the shapes, and you become the shape of pain, and your brain and your mind impersonates pain into shapes, and you as a shape, so you are a certain pain. That is crazy, that is so cool, but it is insane. That is insane. And I love that, because this is a very cool state to be in. I sound like a masochist. I might be one, but I really do enjoy being sick because of this reason. And I do not get the same hallucinations right now when I was a kid as when I was younger. No, thankfully not, because that is awful. That's not a good state to be in, because it was genuinely painful and you're suffering, and I do not enjoy to be sick. This is not what I am trying to say. I do really get fascinated by the state of which I automatically enter when I am sick, when I have this high fever, when I have like a very clouded vision, when I cannot look at bright light, when all I feel like is like laying down and my body is just in temperature. I think I had very different form of nightmares last night. When my fever is coming up in the morning, every time there's a break or a cut in the video, I turn around and I cough. Okay, so you're lucky I have edited out all the coughing in this video. So I had this very weird nightmare in the morning where I could feel that I am controlling the earth by my movements. I felt like I'm controlling the entirety of existence with my movements. I felt like I am controlling the fabric of reality by the fabric of my sheets. And okay, mind you, I do not get those dreams often. Mostly it's the randomest stuff that, you know, your average random dream that like a normal average person would get. I am an average person, so yeah, I do get average dreams and average nightmares, but I do tend to be getting more nightmares in general in my life when I sleep. So yeah, whatever. The point here is that the dreams and the nightmares or the hallucinations, whatever, when you have high fever, they significantly differ from your usual nightmare or dream when you're asleep. I would really love to know more about why is it so, but like I technically kind of have an insight in this. Like, of course, your brain and your head is in a different state because the temperature is a lot higher in your whole body. And then you're cold, and then you're hot, and then you're cold, and then you're hot, and then you're shivering. Like, of course, the chemistry in your brain and your body is changing, of course. But that is crazy how we all experience it differently, because uh not everybody notices this, or not everybody goes through this the same way, you know? And that is very, very interesting to me. Yeah, today I had those, like, I just had the feelings of singularity. Like, I am a dot again, like, I am a point, and in the entire existence of everything that ever existed and will exist, like, I am right now this dot. And I have that right now. Like, it's like this out of body. I don't even know if I should call this out of body experience, because, okay, there's a thing with out of body experiences, right? Like, I never knew what it means. I never knew if I had actually, my phone keeps running out of storage, so I keep deleting videos all the time. So I never really know, I never really knew if I have ever experienced what it's like, what is it that people call out of body stuff. Maybe this is it. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Maybe this is it. The feeling of being something else than what I usually am. That it's so real that it just destroys all limits of like what it is that my eyes see and what I perceive as my skin and my vessel as a human, that we call a human. It completely disintegrates my current plane of reality that I am in as this ego. This vision, this hallucination point of like singularity. It could be related to those geometric hallucinations, yeah, but it's also like not really there, because the geometric shapes, they're more visual and they're more like pain. They represent pain and they appear visually more when I'm asleep as a child, and they're happening right now because I'm experiencing everything right now. Anyway, I sound insane, but this is exactly how I feel right now. So what I felt like today was that, and also I felt like at the first part of the day, I was like, okay, I'm a human today, but I am a sociopath today, because I discovered a bunch of interviews, a bunch of tests, a bunch of like documentaries or whatever, a bunch of information about how people who are sociopaths, who are diagnosed with the antisocial personality disorder, how they actually act and feel and do. And I realized that is a spit-on image of how I was when I was up until like 18. And then I started like adapting to the world better. And then those traits became less and apparent, but they're still in me. I'm 22 right now. And the whole childhood was like that. And I am very shocked that nobody noticed, or nobody took it seriously. And the more I learned about sociopaths, the more I understood that is their strength, that they can hide it so well. And that's exactly how I felt as a kid. I had them all fooled so well. My family, that is, in the whole world in general, that I am normal. And of course, sometimes it would seep into the cracks that, I would paint the whole floor red or something, or I don't even know, or I would like really enjoy that like my school was suffering because of me. I was doing a lot of shit in school for the bad reputation of my mom. I was destroying my mom's reputation. What am I even talking about right now? So this is a journal, like a diary of the thoughts of somebody who has high fever and who is not doing well under high fever. Because what does it mean to do well? Like, have a stable condition, like stable recovery. What the fuck does that mean? You just lay in bed and feel like shit and you just get better eventually. Well, you take care of yourself, you drink tea, yeah, whatever, you take meds or something, some painkillers if you have to, if that's good for you, if you want to. I don't do that, but if I have to, I do. That's just like a stable condition to recovery of having a fever, or like your nose blocked or something. Like, I have it all together. I have a bad cough, I have my nose blocked, I cannot breathe, and I have a fever. So actually, honestly, I think right now it might not be that high because I'm very hot. Like, you would not catch me sitting with like such naked shoulders out here if I was really like, my fever was coming up, Right now I think it has come down, thank God. But I do get the shivers, so let's not speak about it. Yeah, this is crazy because I do not feel like the general stable condition of stably getting better out of a sickness. Like, maybe this is my need for attention. Maybe this is my way of saying that I am not okay and I'm not normal and I do not want to be a part of this world. Like, maybe I'm contributing to my the rest of my life right now by just being so self-absorbed and narcissistic and whatnot that I just think of the problems in my head. Well, that is not something that I've crossed out with whatever I do. With whatever I say and complain about or discuss here, I always have this plan B, the second option at the back of my brain, that this is all imaginary. It's all in my head. And I'm just doing this for attention. And this could very well be true. And I don't give a fuck anymore because I said what I said, okay? And if I said something, then it probably might have been true in the moment when I said it, right? Anyway, do I sound like a sociopath? Well, you have to know what it is, what a sociopath is, before you can come to a conclusion of this question. So, sociopaths don't have no empathy, they lack feelings of guilt or remorse. They lie, they manipulate, they calculate revenge and enjoy other people's suffering. But it really depends on the level. It depends on the spectrum of like what we're talking about here, because everybody experiences these things differently. It's a spectrum. I was very close to calling a hotline and like chatting with some lady about these things, but I did not do it. I do not want to do it because I'm very scared of that. I'm very scared of that, honestly. I am scared of being invalidated and being said that it's all in my head. This is where the real emotions start coming up. And I feel that what I say is real, and I do not lie. Because I might lie sometimes.